neglected my younger son his entire life, stayed silent when I discovered his girlfriend was cheating and let him raise her affair baby for 3 years. Then when he finally left her, and went no contact with me, I told him you've had your time sulking and demanded he let me meet his new baby after years of no contact. Now both my sons have abandoned me. I knew my younger son was raising another man's baby. For 3 years. And I never told him. Let me say that again so you understand the depth of my betrayal. I knew his girlfriend was cheating. I knew the baby wasn't his. I watched him struggle financially, emotionally, physically to raise a child that wasn't his. And I said nothing. Because I didn't want to deal with the drama. Because I was too focused on my older son. Because deep down, I didn't think my younger son's pain mattered as much. Now he's gone. Both my sons are gone. One has a family I'll never meet. The other refuses to have children at all because of how I failed his brother. I'm writing this from my empty house where I haven't spoken to either of my sons in 3 years. No calls on Mother's Day. No visits on holidays. No grandchildren I'll ever hold. All because I chose one son over the other for 30 years. And when the consequences of that choice destroyed the neglected one's life, I still chose wrong. My name is Margaret. I'm 62. I have 2 sons. Had 2 sons who spoke to me. David is 35. My golden child. Perfect grades, successful career, married to a lovely woman. Everything I ever wanted in a son. Ryan is 32. The one I never connected with. Struggled in school, worked blue-collar jobs, dated women I didn't approve of. Everything that disappointed me. I favored David from birth. That's the ugly truth. David was planned. Wanted. The perfect first child. Ryan was an accident. Born when David was 3 and I was overwhelmed. I never bonded with him the same way. Throughout their childhood, the favoritism was obvious. David got help with homework. Ryan figured it out alone. David got a car at 16. Ryan saved up for a used one at 19. David's college was fully paid. Ryan took out loans. When David graduated, I threw a party. Invited everyone. Celebrated for days. When Ryan graduated from a trade school, I said, "That's nice, honey." Every milestone. Every achievement. David got fanfare. Ryan got acknowledgement. I told myself it wasn't favoritism. Just different parenting for different kids. Lies I told to justify treating one son like he mattered and the other like he was an afterthought. Ryan dated a girl named Melissa when he was 26. I hated her immediately. She was loud. Demanding. Clearly using him for money he didn't have. "Mom, I really like her," Ryan said when he introduced us. "That's nice." Not "I'm happy for you." Not "she seems lovely." Just "that's nice." The disinterest was intentional. Because Ryan's relationships didn't matter to me like David's did. 2 years later, Melissa got pregnant. Ryan was terrified. Called me crying. "Mom, I don't know if I'm ready. We're not married. I barely make enough to support myself." "Then you should have been more careful." That's what I said to my son when he was scared and needed support. "Can you help me? Just a little? Until I get on my feet?" "Ryan, I helped you enough growing up. You're an adult. Figure it out." Meanwhile, I'd just given David $10,000 as a wedding gift. Money Ryan didn't know about. The baby was born. A boy. Ryan named him Jake. Ryan tried so hard. Worked 2 jobs. Came home exhausted. Took care of Jake while Melissa did nothing. I saw Ryan maybe once a month. Always too busy for him. Always had time for David. When Jake was 6 months old, I stopped by Ryan's apartment unannounced. Melissa was there. With a man I didn't recognize. They were very comfortable. Very close. "Oh, hi Margaret," Melissa said, not even looking guilty. "This is my friend Tom." Friend. Right. They were definitely more than friends. I could see it. The way they looked at each other. The intimacy. I should have said something. Right then. I didn't. "Nice to meet you," I said. Left quickly. Didn't tell Ryan what I'd seen. Because telling him would mean dealing with the fallout. The drama. The emotions. I didn't want to deal with it. Over the next year, I saw more signs. Melissa out with Tom. Her phone constantly buzzing. Her being gone for hours while Ryan worked. I occasionally babysat. I never told Ryan. When Jake was 18 months old, I overheard Melissa on the phone. I was watching Jake while she got ready. She didn't know I was in the hallway. "I can't wait to see you." "No, Ryan's at work. He doesn't suspect anything." I know, but Jake looks enough like Ryan that he hasn't questioned it. My blood ran cold. Jake wasn't Ryan's baby. Melissa had been cheating the whole time. The baby was Tom's. And Ryan had no idea. I should have told him immediately. Should have protected my son from this lie. I didn't. Because telling him would mean admitting I'd seen signs and said nothing. Would mean dealing with his pain. His anger. His life falling apart. I was too selfish to handle it. So I said nothing. For 2 more years. I watched Ryan struggle. Financially destroyed by supporting a child that wasn't his. Emotionally exhausted by a relationship with a cheater. Physically drained by working constantly. And I said nothing. "Mom, I don't know what to do," he'd say when he called. "Melissa and I fight constantly. She's never home. I feel like I'm raising Jake alone. Relationships are hard. You'll figure it out." No advice. No support. No truth. Just dismissal. Meanwhile, David and his wife announced they were trying for a baby. I was ecstatic. "Oh, this is wonderful. My first grandchild." "What about Jake?" David asked. "Jake is. Well, he's Ryan's girlfriend's baby. Not the same. Mom, Ryan is raising him. That makes Jake your grandchild. It's different." I'd never bonded with Jake. Never saw him as my grandchild. Because deep down, I didn't see Ryan's life as important as David's. Jake turned 3. I was at Ryan's apartment for the birthday party. Small gathering. Just me, Melissa's parents, a few of Ryan's friends. Melissa's father pulled me aside. "You know, don't you?" "Know what?" "That Jake isn't Ryan's son." My stomach dropped. "How?" Melissa's mother told me. "She's known from the beginning. Tom is Jake's father. Melissa cheated throughout her whole pregnancy." "Does Ryan know?" "No. And we're not telling him. It would destroy him. Melissa's mother thinks it's better this way." "Better?" "He's raising a child that isn't his. And he loves that child. Why ruin it?" I should have disagreed. Should have told Ryan immediately. Instead, I said, "You're right. It would destroy him." And I continued saying nothing. 3 months later, Ryan found out on his own. Melissa's phone. A text from Tom. "Can't wait to see our son this weekend." Ryan called me at 2 a.m. Hysterical. Mom, Jake isn't mine." Melissa admitted everything. 3 years. I've been raising another man's child for 3 years. "Oh honey, I'm so sorry." "Did you know?" The question hung in the air. I could have lied. Should have lied. Yes. Silence. What? I suspected. I saw signs. "I'm sorry." "How long have you known?" I wasn't sure. "How long?" "About 2 years." More silence. Then a sound I'll never forget. My son sobbing. Not crying. Sobbing. "You knew for 2 years. You watched me destroy myself for a child that wasn't mine. For a woman who was cheating. And you said nothing? I didn't want to hurt you. You didn't want to deal with it. You didn't want the inconvenience of my life falling apart. Ryan. Did you ever love me? Even a little? Of course I love you." "No, you don't. You love David. You've always loved David. I was just the other kid you had to tolerate. And when I needed you most, when I needed my mother to protect me, you chose your own comfort over me." "That's not true." "Yes, it is. It's always been true. I'm done, Mom. I'm done with Melissa. I'm done with pretending Jake is mine. And I'm done with you." He hung up. I called back. Blocked. Texted. Blocked. Showed up at his apartment. He'd moved. No forwarding address. Ryan disappeared from my life. Completely. I called David. "Have you heard from Ryan?" "Yeah." He told me everything. About Melissa. About Jake. About you knowing and saying nothing. "David, I made a mistake." "A mistake?" "You let him raise another man's child for 2 years after you knew the truth. I didn't know what to do." "You could have told him. You could have protected him. Instead, you protected yourself from inconvenience." "I was trying to spare him pain." "No, you weren't. You were sparing yourself from having to deal with his pain. Like you always have. Like you've done his entire life. That's not fair." "It's completely fair. You've treated Ryan like he didn't matter since he was born. I've watched it my entire life. And when he needed you most, you proved him right." David was quiet for a moment. "Ryan asked me not to tell you where he is. And I'm respecting that. You're my mother, but he's my brother. And you've hurt him enough." David, please. I have to go. He didn't hang up. But he pulled away. Stopped calling as much. Stopped visiting. I'd lost both sons now. One completely. One partially. All because I'd chosen silence over honesty. Convenience over courage. My favorite over my other child. 6 months passed. I heard nothing from Ryan. David told me Ryan was doing better. Therapy. New job. Healing. He's dating someone new, David mentioned casually. She seems really good for him. What's her name? I'm not telling you that. Ryan doesn't want you involved in his life. I'm his mother. You were his mother. You gave up that right when you let him raise another man's child and said nothing. 2 years went by. David and his wife announced they decided not to have children. I was devastated. But I was so looking forward to grandchildren. Then you should have treated Ryan better, David said coldly. Because watching how you destroyed him made me realize I never want to risk having kids if there's even a chance I'd fail them like you failed him. That's not fair to blame me. Isn't it? You're the reason I'm terrified of becoming a parent. You're the reason I can't imagine having a child because I might accidentally favor one like you did. You destroyed Ryan. And in doing so, you destroyed any chance of grandchildren for me. David. We're done with this conversation. 3 years after Ryan cut contact, David called. Ryan's girlfriend is pregnant. They're having a baby. My heart leapt. A baby. I'm going to be a grandmother. No, you're not. Ryan doesn't want you involved. That's ridiculous. I have a right to meet my grandchild. No, you don't. You gave up that right. David, please. Talk to him. Tell him I've changed. That I'm sorry. Have you changed? Of course. Then why is your first reaction to demand rights to his child instead of asking if he's happy? Why is it about what you want instead of what he needs? I had no answer. That's what I thought, David said. Goodbye, Mom. But I couldn't let it go. I hired a private investigator. Found Ryan's address. Showed up at his house. 6 months pregnant girlfriend answered the door. Can I help you? I'm Margaret. Ryan's mother. Her face hardened. He doesn't want to see you. I just want to talk. No. He's been clear. You're not welcome here. Ryan appeared behind her. Mom, leave. Ryan, please. I'm sorry. I made mistakes, but I'm your mother. I have a right to be in my grandchild's life. You have no rights here. I'm family. No, you're not. You stopped being family when you watched me destroy myself and said nothing. When you chose your own comfort over protecting me. When you showed me, over and over, that I didn't matter. I love you. You love David. You've always loved David. I was just the disappointment you had to tolerate. That's not true. Yes, it is. And I'm done pretending it isn't. I'm done hoping you'll change. I'm done hurting every time you choose him over me. I'm just done. You can't keep me from my grandchild. Watch me. You're not welcome in my life. You're not welcome in my home. You're not welcome around my child. You had your chance to be a mother. You failed. You don't get a second chance with my kid. His girlfriend put her hand on his arm. Ryan, let's go inside. They went in. Closed the door. Left me standing on the porch. I tried the doorbell. No answer. Knocked. No answer. Stood there for 20 minutes. Nothing. Finally left. Called David. Did you know Ryan was going to shut me out like this? Yes. And you didn't warn me? Why would I? You shut him out his entire life? This is just him returning the favor. He's being childish. No, he's protecting himself. And his family. From you. You're taking his side. There are no sides, Mom. There's just a son who was neglected and betrayed by his mother, and a mother who refuses to accept responsibility. I've apologized. Have you? Or have you just said sorry while demanding he give you what you want? I didn't answer. That's what I thought. I have to go. He hung up. I tried contacting Ryan again. Emails. Letters. All returned unopened. Tried showing up at his house again. Police were called. Trespassing warning issued. The baby was born. A girl. I saw the announcement on David's Facebook. Uncle David meets his niece, Emma. So proud of my brother and his family. Comments flooded in. Congratulations. Joy. Celebration. I commented, can't wait to meet my granddaughter. David deleted it immediately. I tried messaging him. Why did you delete my comment? Because you're not meeting Emma. Ryan made that clear. I'm her grandmother. No, you're not. You're a woman who destroyed her son's life and now wants access to his happiness. You don't get that. You're turning my sons against me. I'm not turning anyone against you. You did that yourself. For 30 years. 6 months went by. I saw photos of Emma on David's page. Growing. Happy. Beautiful. Ryan looked happy too. Genuinely happy. More than I'd ever seen him. He'd built the life without me. And it was better. That should have made me happy. Should have made me proud. Instead, I was bitter. Resentful. How dare he shut me out? I was his mother. I had rights. I showed up at his house again. This time with gifts. For Emma. Ryan answered. You need to leave. I brought presents for Emma. We don't want them. Ryan, please. I've had my time sulking. It's been 3 years. Can't we move past this? The look he gave me. I'll never forget it. You've had your time sulking? I was allowed 3 years to process that my mother watched me raise another man's child and said nothing? 3 years to heal from a lifetime of neglect. And now I'm supposed to just get over it because you've decided it's been long enough? I didn't mean it like that. Yes, you did. Because everything is still about you. Your timeline. Your wants. Your grandchild. Never about me. Never about my healing. Never about what I need. I'm trying to make amends. No, you're trying to get access to Emma. That's not the same thing. What do you want from me? Nothing. I want nothing from you. I wanted a mother who protected me. Who told me the truth. Who loved me as much as she loved David. But I didn't get that. And I'm not going to keep hoping for it. So I'll never meet Emma? No. You won't. Because Emma deserves better than a grandmother who only shows up when it's convenient. Who only cares when there's something in it for her. She deserves what I never had. And I'm going to make sure she gets it. He closed the door. Final. Permanent. I stood there crying. But not for him. For me. For what I'd lost. Still making it about myself. Still not understanding. Part 2, The Consequences. David stopped posting photos of Emma after I kept commenting. You're making Ryan uncomfortable, he said. Stop. I'm just expressing love for my granddaughter. She's not your granddaughter. You don't get to claim her when you destroyed her father. I made mistakes. You made choices. Deliberate choices. For 30 years. Ryan didn't end up raising another man's child by accident. You chose to stay silent. You chose not to protect him. I know. Do you? Because you keep acting like you're the victim here. Like Ryan is being unreasonable by not letting you meet Emma. But you're not the victim. You never were. He hung up. Changed his privacy settings. I couldn't see photos anymore. I was cut off from both sons completely. My husband, their father, had passed away 10 years ago. So I was alone. No family gatherings. No holiday calls. No Mother's Day cards. Just silence. I joined a support group for estranged parents. Listened to other mothers complain about ungrateful children who cut them off for no reason. My daughter won't speak to me because I told her husband was unemployed, one woman said. So petty. My son cut me off because I gave his brother money and not him, another said. It's not my fault he made bad choices. I started to share my story. My son cut me off because I didn't tell him his girlfriend was cheating. I stopped. Because saying it out loud made it sound worse. For how long? Someone asked. 2 years. The group went quiet. You knew for 2 years and didn't tell him? I didn't want to hurt him. So you let him hurt himself instead? No one in the group was sympathetic. Even these parents who excuse their own behavior couldn't excuse mine. I stopped going. Started therapy instead. Why didn't you tell Ryan about the affair? My therapist asked. I didn't want to deal with the fallout. The fallout of him finding out? Or the fallout of him knowing you'd seen signs and said nothing? Both. So you protected yourself. Not him. I thought I was protecting him from pain. No, you thought you were protecting yourself from his pain. From having to witness it. Deal with it. Be present for it. She was right. I'd chosen my comfort over his well-being. His entire life. Why did you favor David? She asked. I don't know. He was easier. We connected naturally. And Ryan? Was harder. We never clicked the same way. So instead of working to build that connection, you gave up on him. I didn't give up. Didn't you? You stopped trying. Stopped investing. Stopped caring as much. That's giving up. I cried in that session. Really cried. Not for myself. For what I'd done to Ryan. But crying didn't fix anything. Ryan's daughter turned 1. David posted one photo. Just a cake. No faces. Caption, "Happy first birthday to my beautiful niece. Love you, Emma." I commented, "Wish I could be there." David deleted it. Sent me a message, "Stop. You're making this about you again. Emma's birthday isn't about your regrets." He was right. Everything I did was still about me. My pain. My loss. My regrets. Never about Ryan. Never about the decades of damage I'd caused. 2 years after Emma's birth, David called. "Ryan's getting married. To Emma's mother. I'm the best man. When's the wedding? You're not invited." David. Mom, stop. You're not part of his life. You made choices that led to this. Accept it. Can't you talk to him? Please. I have talked to him. Multiple times. He's firm. You're not welcome at his wedding. You're not welcome in his life. It's over. It's not fair. Fair? You want to talk about fair? Is it fair that Ryan grew up feeling like he didn't matter? Is it fair that he raised another man's child while you watched? Is it fair that he begged you for support and got nothing while David got everything? I'm trying to change. You're trying to get access to his happiness. That's not change. That's selfishness with a different name. What do you want me to do? Nothing. I want you to do nothing. Leave Ryan alone. Let him be happy. Stop making his life about you. He's my son. He was your son. You don't get to claim him now that he's built something beautiful. You don't get to take credit for the man he became despite you. He hung up. I didn't go to the wedding. Wasn't invited. Didn't even know where it was. Saw one photo. David posted it. Ryan and his new wife. Emma in a flower girl dress. They looked happy. Complete. Like a family. A family I wasn't part of. Emma turned 3. I sent a birthday card to Ryan's address. It came back. Returned to sender. Refused. I tried calling David. Can you at least give Emma my gift? No. Why not? Because Ryan doesn't want Emma to know you exist. Not yet. Maybe not ever. You can't erase me. We're not erasing you. We're protecting Emma from the pain you cause everyone around you. I'm her grandmother. No, you're not. A grandmother is someone who loves unconditionally. Who shows up. Who protects. You did none of that for Ryan. You don't get to do it for Emma. The finality in his voice was crushing. Am I ever going to see them again? I don't know, Mom. That's up to Ryan. And right now, he's very clear. You're not safe for his family. Until you can prove otherwise, you're out. How do I prove it? I don't know. Maybe start by actually changing instead of just demanding forgiveness. He hung up. I thought about that for months. How do I prove I've changed? Therapy helped me see the patterns. The favoritism. The neglect. The selfishness. But seeing them didn't undo 30 years of damage. Ryan turned 35. David posted a photo. Brothers at a bar. Happy. Close. Caption, "Happy birthday to the best brother anyone could ask for. Proud of the man you've become. Love you." I wasn't in that photo. Wasn't at that celebration. Wasn't part of that bond. David had chosen Ryan. Completely. Finally. I'd lost both sons now. But for different reasons. Ryan cut me off because I'd failed him repeatedly. David pulled away because watching me fail Ryan made him lose respect for me. Both were my fault. I'm 65 now. 5 years since Ryan cut contact. I live alone. Small apartment. No visitors. No calls. David texts occasionally. Updates. Brief. Cold. Ryan had another baby. A boy. Named him after Dad. Not after me. After their father. The man who died before he could fail them like I did. Emma started kindergarten. My granddaughter I've never met started school. Ryan got a promotion. My son built a successful life without me. Every update is a knife. Proof that he's thriving in my absence. That I was the problem. The weight holding him down. And removing me freed him. I see a therapist twice a week now. Working through decades of narcissism. Of favoritism. Of choosing wrong. Do you think Ryan will ever forgive you? She asks. No. Why not? Because forgiveness would require me to have earned it. And I haven't. I've just demanded it. What would earning it look like? Years of change. Of proving I'm different. Of respecting his boundaries instead of pushing them. Of making it about his healing instead of my comfort. Are you willing to do that? I don't know. Because doing that means accepting I might never meet Emma. Never see Ryan again. Never get what I want. But it's not about what you want. I know. That's the problem. I'm still making it about me. She nods. Until you can stop doing that, Ryan's right to keep you away. I know she's right. But knowing doesn't make it easier. Last month, I wrote Ryan a letter. A real one. No demands. No expectations. Ryan. I know you won't read this. Maybe you'll throw it away without opening it. That's your right. But I need to say this anyway. You were right. About all of it. I neglected you. I favored David. I failed you repeatedly. And when you needed me most, when Melissa was cheating, when you were raising Jake, when your life was falling apart, I chose my own comfort over protecting you. I knew about the affair. I saw the signs. I could have told you. Should have told you. I didn't. Because I was selfish. Because I didn't want to deal with your pain. Because deep down, I didn't think your happiness mattered as much as David's. I was wrong. I've been wrong your entire life. I destroyed you. I know that. And I'm so sorry. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not asking to meet Emma or your son. I'm not asking for anything. I just wanted you to know, you deserved better. You always deserved better. I'm proud of the man you became. The father you are. The life you built. You did that despite me. Not because of me. I love you. I always have. I just never showed it the way you needed. I'm sorry. Mom. I mailed it. No return address. No expectation of response. It came back 2 weeks later. Unopened. But this time, there was a note. I read your previous letters. I believe you're sorry. But sorry doesn't undo 30 years of damage. Sorry doesn't give me back the childhood where I mattered. Sorry doesn't erase raising another man's child while you watched. I'm glad you're in therapy. I'm glad you're working on yourself. But I'm not ready to let you back in. Maybe I never will be. I hope you understand, this isn't punishment. This is protection. For me. For my family. I wish you well. But from a distance. Ryan. He'd read my letters. All of them. Just chose not to respond until now. And his response was clear, stay away. I showed it to my therapist. How do you feel? Sad. Angry. Resigned. Angry at who? At myself. For wasting 30 years failing him. For losing him when I could have had him all along if I just tried. What about Emma? Your grandson? I'll never meet them. I know that now. And they deserve that protection. From me. From what I represent. Can you accept that? I have to. Because the alternative is making it about me again. Demanding access. Pushing boundaries. Causing more damage. That's growth. Maybe. But it's too late. If you're reading this and you favor one child over another, please stop. That's it. Just stop. Before you do what I did. Before you neglect one so thoroughly they cut you off. Before you fail them when they need you most. Both your children deserve your love. Your protection. Your honesty. Don't choose one over the other. Don't excuse your favoritism. Don't wait until it's too late. I neglected my younger son his entire life. I stayed silent when I knew his girlfriend was cheating and watched him raise another man's child. When he finally escaped and built a happy life, I demanded access to his joy without earning it. Now both my sons are gone. One completely. One partially. I have grandchildren I'll never meet. A son who's thriving without me. Another son who can't respect me. I destroyed my family through 30 years of favoritism and selfishness. Now I'm alone. And I deserve every second of this silence.